NATO chief Mark Rutte has urged allies to step up to defense efforts to prevent a war waged by Russia that could be, as he put it, on the scale of war our grandparents and great-grandparents endured. In a speech in Berlin, Rutte said too many allies of the military alliance did not feel the urgency of Russia's threat in Europe and that they must rapidly increase defense spending and production to prevent a war on the scale of that seen by past generations.
In a bleak assessment of the security situation, Mark Rutte, NATO's Secretary-General, said that the citizens within the NATO military alliance, the roughly billion people or so, must be ready for the scale of war that parents or their grandparents were forced to endure. In response to that, he said that it is incumbent for members of this military alliance to act and act quickly. He said what was vital is for more to be done when it comes to defence procurement and defence spending. Already NATO has agreed to ramp up defence spending from 2% of annual GDP to 5% in the years ahead. Rutte says that more still needs to be done. He says that the armed forces must have everything that they need going forward. He again reiterated a point that many of Kyiv's allies here in Europe have stated, that Ukraine is Europe's first line of defence and that they must have what they need. When it comes to support for Ukraine, there has been a movement this Thursday with reports that European Union member states have made progress when it comes to really safeguarding and ring-fencing these frozen Russian assets worth a tune of more than $200 billion to make sure that they will no longer be subject to a sanctions package that must be voted on and approved by all of the EU's 27 member states every 6 months. But a huge question remains whether there'll be the green light, especially from Belgium, where most of these frozen Russian assets reside, as to whether they'll be allowed to use that tranche of cash to help provide loans for Ukraine in the future. We've heard from Bart de Wever, the Belgian Prime Minister, who says that this mechanism would be akin to going into an embassy, taking out all the furniture and then selling it. So huge reservations exist from Belgium.